Well, good evening, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to KCAL. We are almost on the air, in a sense, and we really are glad that you joined us tonight. We're going to tell you a little bit about what we're doing and what's going on. A year ago at this time, we were performing live at the theater, and that was the last time we were able to do that because of COVID. And this weekend was supposed to be the weekend that we were supposed to do all this, Norman and Denise. We were planning on, back in the spring, we'd be ready by summer, and then the summer came and we couldn't do it, so we were ready by fall. And then fall, we were like, surely to goodness, we'll be ready in the winter. Well, the winter time's here, and we can't do that either. So, one of these days, hopefully, we'll be back.
Hopefully. It's funny. We just get back in that spring show up, didn't we?
But we're not going to forget about it.
Yeah.
We're still going to do it for you guys.
That's right.
Coming.
We had to go another route, Doug, as you picked these out for Christmas, of course. But, little nostalgia here. This is actually the very first show we did on our own, right, Doug? I mean, this was our very first one. I'm going to give you a quick peek.
Yeah, show us this. There you go. That was
there is the tree.
Oh, that's awesome. Yeah.
Out front of the courthouse and sold out, if you'll notice.
What happened, people might remember, is we actually did a couple of things as a group to start out with, but the Christmas show of 2014 was the first one that the three of us actually took over the reins of the whole KCAL and ran it. And in fact, the only other person here tonight that was on that show was Billy Holland.
That's right.
And he sang that night.
He did. And of course, our other regular, who's not with us tonight, but was with us then, was Carolyn Threlkeld. And so, this actually is the start, I guess you would say, of our seventh year.
Yes, exactly. We are starting our
Woo-hoo!
7th year.
Thank you, guys. Thank
you. Thank you, Jessamine, Nicholasville, all of you. Thank you so much.
Now, we got it going, and we added to it. Let's talk about that, because we got some people we added.
Oh. Well, then Connie came along.
I was in the audience at that show with my mom because it was her birthday, and I signed up to try out to be a part of it. So I got to be.
And the rest is history.
And you were.
I haven't let you all push me out the door yet.
We've held on to you, and then I think Larette, similar circumstances, wasn't it, Larette? You came to a show or two, and then
I did, and Connie was out building a house by herself. She built the house.
Oh, that's right.
She's amazing.
So I got to fill in for her, and thank goodness you all have kept me around, and it's such a privilege to be involved with this troupe. I'm so glad that I get to be involved and that you all
love y'all.
Keep asking me back.
We feel privileged to be a part of it as well. I know I could probably speak for Doug. It amazes us, and it's so much fun to be around people that you really enjoy. You get along with. You become family after these 6 years, haven't we? And it's just so comfortable now.
Really fun, yeah.
He was the audience, I know Billy can probably attest to this as well as everybody else. The audience has become our family as well.
It sure has.
It's so comfortable down there.
Well, one thing we want to absolutely mention, especially this year, is that we could not continue going if it wasn't some very generous people in this community and out of this community. We've not been able to sell a ticket other than the show we did at the Vineyard. We haven't been able to sell a ticket since last December. Right. But we had some people that gave us some donations. We had our regular fundraiser back at the end of June, I think it was. And we've had groups such as the Tourism Commission, the Jessamine County and Nicholasville Tourism Commission continue to donate every month to help us out, because even though COVID shut us down, we've still had rent and utilities at the theater and insurance, and all that has continued for us. So we want to say a big thanks to all those people who this year, in spite of the problems that we've had, because let's face it, this COVID is financially has probably been hard on a lot of businesses too.
Everybody.
And a lot of people who came through and said, listen, we know you all are trying to do this. We know that none of you get paid and you're doing this because you want to give back to the community. And not only were they nice enough to give to us to keep KCAL going, just a few weeks ago, they were nice enough to donate $2,300 during our gospel show to give to the Jessamine County Schools Homeless Education Program.
That was great.
And Norman, I think, yeah, big thanks. Did you take that check to them the other day, Norman? So they have that money.
I did, and I've got a receipt for it. They were very gracious and thankful that we had done that, of course. And I'm just thankful that we have something like that to help people like that. That, you know, we were all devastated when we heard how many of those kids are in this county. We were devastated. I know I was, and it's just, it feels so good to be able to help people that, you know, that I mean, hey, but by the grace of God, there go all of us, right? You know, so thank you so much. I mean, you know, it's fantastic to be a part of that. Sorry, my wife tells me I'm talking too much.
No, that's fine. It's important that we talk about it. Well, the one thing we want to say now is hopefully we can be back in the theater. We haven't set the date for the spring show. It'll probably be March, April, somewhere in there. Please go to our website, kcalotr.com. All of that will be posted there. It'll all be posted on Facebook. And we want to get back in the theater. We will as soon as it is safe for not only us, but for the audience and everybody involved. Believe me, we enjoy doing these Thank you, Connie. She's become our sign maker. On the fly sign maker.
Well, when you've got a teacher on board.
Yeah, you're always prepared. We enjoy doing them on Zoom and on Facebook, but we really want to do live in the theater, and we will. It's just a matter of when. So,
our setting is so intimate that it's hard to spread out very much. If we had a bigger setting, it'd be different. But
now I know what you're all saying is we didn't tune you in to hear you talk. We want to see you perform, and the reason we're doing all this ahead of time is because we're not going to do it at the end of the show. So everybody, I hope, knows our cast. You see Connie, Royce, McDonald. You see Billy Holland. You see Larette, Latham. And you see Norman and Denise, Cline, and myself. And we just want to hopefully bring you a few laughs tonight on a show that we actually performed 6 years ago, our very first comedy, and we wanted to bring it back to you. It's a great show about Fibber McGee and Molly. Norman.
One last bit of this trivia nostalgia. I'm wearing the same exact outfit I wore in 2014.
And he hasn't taken it off
It hasn't been washed either.
and
was clothing all this time.
And it's a good thing that you can't see below your chest area, because if you're like me, you probably don't have the bottom two buttons buttoned up.
Pajamas.
Well, you know, you add over the years, and it's just kind of hard.
Yeah.
I kind of like this because you can only see this part.
Now I know how the judges feel, you know?
Yeah, that's right. All right, well, we're going to get started, guys. This is a program that was broadcast back in the 50s, and we hope you enjoy it. KCAL is on the air.
The makers of Johnson Wax Products for Home and Industry present Fibber McGee and Molly, written by Don Quinn and Phil Leslie. We'll be back with Fibber and Molly in just a moment. What two things are you most anxious to have in your home? Aren't they beauty and being spotlessly clean? Think for a moment how easily and inexpensively you can have both beauty and cleanliness just with an occasional application of genuine Johnson's wax to your floors, furniture, and woodwork. A rich, mellow, polished wax surface is a thing of beauty in itself. The wax brings out the grain and beauty of the wood. It adds a soft luster to leather, linoleum, and metal surfaces. And of course, this tough wax film protects these surfaces against wear, dirt, and moisture. Dust and dirt do not adhere readily to a waxed, polished surface. So cleaning is not only easier, but a waxed home is actually cleaner and more sanitary. Johnson's wax is of the very finest quality and long wearing. The cost is really very little, so why not protect your home with genuine Johnson's wax today? Dealers everywhere carry it. There are certain people who simply won't admit that nature does anything right. They're the kind who gild cattails, paint whose little tootsie are you on the shells of baby turtles, and clip poodle dogs to look like anemic lions. Here's one of those people now, as we meet Fibber McGee and Molly.
Hey, Fred, how much you charge me to paint this Christmas tree white?
Well, why do you want it white, McGee?
Well, what do you mean, why do I want it white? You got 100 trees on this lot you've painted white.
Yeah, and I think they're horrible, but some people like them that way.
And never mind the artistic comment, Fred. How much?
$10.
$10? To spray a little white paint on this half-pint tree? Well, who do you think you are, Rembrandt? Look, maybe you didn't understand, Fred. I want this tree painted white, not gold-plated.
$10.
Well, you're a pirate, and I'll bet you've made $200 already today.
You're a cheapskate, and I've made $340.
Well, you're a robber. And you want to sell half interest in this joint?
Well, you're a stoop, and I wouldn't sell my own mother half interest.
You low-down, dirty swindler, you. That dirty swindler. $10 to spray a little tree like that white. The rat. Cheating people right and left, making $400 a day. Chiseler. I don't know whether to report him to the OPA or make him a better offer on half interest. The low-down dirty.
What's the matter, McGee, this time?
That guy Fred Corrigan that runs the Christmas tree lot down on 14th and Oak. That dirty pine broker wanted to charge me $10 to paint this Christmas tree white.
Well, that does seem a little high, dearie. But think of the work there is to it. Putting all those needles back on after the paint dries.
They don't take the needles off. They just spray the tree. Wish, wish, wish. That's all there is to it.
Well, if wishing will make it so, why don't you do it yourself?
Well, if it's a $10 job, I can't afford to pay myself that much. And besides, haven't got any spray to, so... Hey, wait. Haven't we got a spray attachment on that vacuum cleaner? Oh, my gosh, I can have that tree painted white before you can say, don't that look awful?
Now, McGee, please. I realize we need the house painted, but not on the inside. Let's leave the tree green.
Oh, you'll love a white one, Snooky. It's a modern thing. Nobody uses green trees anymore. They're outmoded.
Well, you don't say. Well, tell me, Salvador, what color snow are people using this year? Chartreuse?
Oh, no kidding, Molly. White Christmas trees are all the rage.
Well, they must be. They throw me into one. Look, sweetheart, just put the tree up and trim it. I love a green Christmas tree. Don't you, Alice?
Don't I what, Mrs. McGee?
Look, Molly, I'll put it to Alice fair and square and let her give an opinion. Here's the preposition, kid. If you were going to have a Christmas tree, which would you rather have? A dusty, drab, dirty old green one? Or a bright, snappy, glistening white one?
Which one, Alice? Which?
Mistletoe.
Mistletoe? What an answer.
Jeepers, don't you like to hang a little bouquet of mistletoe, Mr. McGee?
He's too shy, Alice.
Well, I am not shy, but what good is mistletoe? You catch somebody under it and it's either somebody you can kiss anyway, like your wife, or you get a slap on the chops before you can point up to it. Mistletoe, that's just poison ivy with berries.
Well, put some up, Alice, and you'll see who manages to spend most of his time lording around beneath it.
Oh, well.
But honestly, dear, do you like a white tree?
I like them all, Mrs. McGee. I don't care if they're purple. Gertrude always has a white one, though, and she likes them.
Who's Gertrude? We know her?
She's the boy who always rides past here in the cream-colored Cadillac and honks his horn's sister.
I see. Well, himself here used to go with the man who owned us Dutch Bearcat's niece.
Yeah, but I gave her up for an old guy with a broken-down Maxwell's daughter. But anyway, now, Alice, don't you really prefer a white Christmas tree?
I got awfully tired of them, Mr. McGee. When I was a little girl, my father gave us kids some little tiny paintbrushes and told us to paint a Christmas tree white.
Heavenly days! It must have taken you children a long time to paint that tree with that little brush. So, how long did it take you?
Oh, we never did get it finished, but it kept us off the streets till we were 18 years old. Well, I gotta go wrap some presents. See you later.
Right, kid. All that lovely golden hair can grow out of that solid bone, I'll never know.
Oh, she's awfully sweet, though, McGee. There isn't a mean thought in Alice's head.
No, nor any other kind. Well, this ain't getting my tree sprayed.
Where'd you leave the tree, dearie?
Oh, out in front. I can attach the vacuum cleaner cord from the front porch light. Now, let me see. I'll,
Come in. Oh, hello there, Dr. Gamble.
Why, hello, Molly. And how are you today, Pantry Paunch?
Fine, Jumbo. You out spreading a little Christmas cheer, telling your patients you're going to retire?
Oh, he's not going to retire for years yet, are you, Doctor?
My dear, I will retire on that far distant day when I can write a personal check for $400 and not have the hired help at the Fourth National Bank burst into hysterical laughter.
Go on, you old miser. You got that much buried under a loose brick in the fireplace right now. The trouble with you is you have more affection for $1 than my wife here does for a pound of butter. And that's the love match of the year, fatso.
You have no right to say that, McGee.
What?
Dr. Gamble does more private charity work than anybody in this town.
Yes, certainly. I am a very noble character. Why, when I walk down the street, flowers spring into bloom, and birds burst into song, and taxicabs honk twice before they try to kill me. Well, you know I do have to run along, though, right now. This is my busy season.
Well, I suppose the children keep you pretty busy around Christmas time, Doctor.
No, it's the so-called grown-ups, my dear. This is a silly season. When 200-pound men start climbing them 49-cent step ladders to wire dime store angels to the top of them $300 Christmas trees, and they wind up in a $500 cast on their leg, penny-wise and compound fracture foolish.
Yeah, don't you want to stick around and watch me decorate the tree, Doc? I'm on painting it white, you know.
Why, you don't have to do that, skip-wit. When I put my gift under it for you, it'll turn white. Good night.
This doggone thing clogs up like a sentimental woman in a sad movie.
What seems to be the matter, dearie?
This paint spray goes along all right for a minute, then it chokes up. And then when it comes loose again, it throws a blob of paint that would knock Dr. IQ out of the balcony up there.
Well, pound it on the porch steps. Maybe that'll loosen it up.
Oh, okay, I will.
Now try it.
Okay.
Oh, heavenly days, McGee. You almost hit me with that.
Sorry, kiddo. I didn't know the thing was loaded. Oh, well, here we go. That rat! It done it again. Clogged up.
Well, hurry up and get the job finished, McGee. It's colder than a lineman's lunch out here.
You go on in the house if you want. I can handle this all right.
No way. I gotta stay out here and tell people who you are. Get a little more of that white paint on you and they'll think you're a badly constructed snowman.
Ah, that does it. I'll have this tree sprayed before you can...
Wash your aim, dearie. Oh, no, better shut it off. Oh, here comes Mrs. Carstairs. Hello, Mrs. Carstairs. Won't you come in the house and have a slug of tea?
No, thank you, my dear. I'm just out walking my Pekingese and must hurry along.
What Pekingese, Carsty? I don't see him.
Oh, it was too cold for him to come along, Mr. McGee. But as soon as one of us goes out, he's satisfied.
It's really a sweet little dog, Millicent, from what I've seen of him.
Personally, I wouldn't have one of them four-legged dust mops as a gift. Give me a man-sized dog. I ever tell you about the hunting dog I had once, Carsty? Named him Durante.
Durante?
Yeah, what a nose that dog had. Never forget one time we were walking through the woods, me and my dog, pipe over my shoulder and gun in my mouth. And
Oh, you mean, what was that again, dear?
Yeah, gun over my shoulder and a pipe in my mouth when all of a sudden Durante freezes. He's on point, nose a-quivering, trail out like a ramrod, 1 foot in the air. I raises my gun and I walk slowly forward and there, not 10 feet away, was a guy sitting on the stump of a pear tree.
That was quite a dog, Mr. McGee. Trained to flush game wardens, was he?
No, sir. I bawled that dog out and good. And then I was never so ashamed in all my life. It was the smartest thing he'd ever done.
Why?
Well, sir, I got to talking to that guy, and you know what? His name was Partridge. Henry W. Partridge. My dog sniffed out a partridge sitting in a pear tree. Ain't that smart, Carsty?
No, I don't think that is so remarkable, Mr. McGee, in light of what a police dog of mine once did.
What was that, Millicent? After all, it's so cold out tonight, the bologna won't spoil.
True.
Well, this dog of ours was extremely intelligent. One day, I had him in the post office and I noticed he was staring at the police posters on the wall. Suddenly, he dashed out the door and was gone.
Well, probably went out to steal an apple off the fruit stand, Carsty.
Oh no, when I got home, he was gripping our butler by the vest pocket and was barking into the telephone which he had knocked off the table. When the police arrived, it turned out that Jarvis was wanted by the authorities in 3 states.
But why was your dog holding him by the vest pocket, Millicent?
That was where our butler kept his fountain pen. You see, he was wanted for forgery.
Oh.
Well, so nice to have seen you. Good evening.
Who does she think she's kidding? I don't believe a word of that story. I bet she just made it up.
Never mind her, dearie. Get busy with that paint before it freezes solid.
Oh, gee, yeah, it might at that. Well, back to work. There she goes!
Stopped up again, McGee?
Yeah, that doggone thing. It only got about a third of this tree sprayed. But maybe if, Hey, wait a minute.
What?
Now, how could Carstairs' dog be gripping the butler by the vest and barking into the phone at the same time?
She didn't say he was gripping the butler with his teeth, dearie. After all, a dog as smart as that could hold him down with one hind paw, dial the phone with the other, and use his front feet to take a fingerprint.
Well, maybe. Oh, well, why should I worry?
You get more paint on yourself than you are the tree, McGee.
Well, the wind keeps changing. They ought to make these paint sprays with a weather vane on them.
Oh.
By George, if
Well, in the time it's taken you to get this tree a dirty gray pet, I could have whitewashed the Daniel Boone National Forest with a flip gun.
Well, daggone it, I tell you, I was just going along pretty good, and all of a
Hello,
sudden...
folks. What's going on here?
Oh, hello, Mr. Wilcox.
Well, hiya, Junior. Pull up a front step and give yourself a 3-point landing, eh?
And if you want your Christmas tree painted white, Mr. Wilcox, trot on home and get it.
Yeah, I won't be out here very long, Junie. As soon as I adjust the nozzle on this spray paint now, I'll be out of here in...
Mac, do you mean to stand there like a front man for Painter's Colic and tell me that you're actually going to ruin that pretty little tree with white paint? Ruining that refugee from the forest primeval, despoiling a magnificent evergreen that...
I tell you, skip the dramatics there, Junior. We know you memorized Evangeline in high school.
And you played the heavy in the Chautauqua Company of Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm, too, didn't you, Mr. Wilcox?
Well, the juvenile lead, if you please. I also had 3 seasons of Shakespeare.
Yeah, a likely story. When you play Shakespeare, son, that's when Othello needs a friend.
Well, everyone in Omaha said I was another Barrymore. Well, when I came out in my white tights and said, "Oh, what a rogue and peasant slave am I!"
Yeah, you can say that again.
Oh, hush, McGee. I love Shakespeare. Go on, Mr. Wilcox.
Boy.
Is it not monstrous that this player here, seeing a lady forced to menial task and seeing such drudgery, would then dispense a thing called Johnson's glow coat? Forsooth, a goodly fluid which spread upon the scullery linoleum would thus eliminate the scrub. No rub, no buff, just pour it on, and in 1/3 of the time it takes for the hourglass to turn, it dries.
Well, if Shakespeare ain't in the public domain, this 2-bit Orson Welles is going to get sued for $9 million.
Ah, yes. It dries so mirror-like. It gleams. That porridge spilled, wiped off. Leaves not a single spot. The labor saved, the hours gained, the beauty seen. 'Tis glow coat, beloved by chatelaine and serving wench alike. Your nearest dealer will...
Oh, wait a minute, Mr. Wilcox. Is that in Hamlet?
My dear girl, it's in every hamlet, every village, every town, city, and metropolis. Every place where a housewife takes pride in the appearance of her kitchen. And if I don't get back to the office in the next 10 minutes, I'll find myself back in Chautauqua. Hold on, kids.
There goes the biggest ham I've seen since Blue Boy went to the state fair, you know? He better be careful or he'll wind up with on a platter with an apple in his mouth. But this ain't getting my tree sprayed. This is the best it's been yet. Look how white the tree's getting, Molly.
Oh, there's one question I'd like to ask you, McGee. Are you sure that
don't bother me now, kiddo. I'm going too good. Hot dog, ain't that getting beautiful? I finally got this spray working perfect.
I know, but look, McGee, I've been wanting to ask you if...
Later, Tootsie. I'm just about finished. There we are. All done. And believe me, that's the whitest Christmas tree you'll ever see. Now, won't you admit that this is a pretty perfect effect, baby?
If you like that sort of thing, well, I'll go in and make some hot coffee, dearie.
Okay.
McGee? Whose tree is this out in the front porch?
Oh, that's the one I bought this morning that I'm going to paint white and...
The one that's been growing here in the yard all these years? Oh, bring in the vacuum cleaner when you come in.
Oh, no. Are you kidding me? If I ain't the dumbest guy that ever lived. I'm a wise guy, I know it all. I can't tell one tree from another. I'm a saphead. I sprayed a live tree instead of the one I bought. I'm brainless and incompetent. Ham-handed butterfingers. And if I weren't so stupid, I'd never let me sit here and insult myself like this either.
What's the matter, mister?
Oh, I know that voice. Is that you, Teeny?
Sure it is, I betcha. What you sitting there with your head in your hands for, mister? Got a headache? Want me to get you an aspirin? Want me to, huh?
No, thanks, sis. Medicine won't touch the kind of headache I got. I just busted my ego in 4 places.
Gee, I'm sorry, mister, but... Oh, boy, who did that?
Huh? Who did what?
Who painted that tree white? Gee, is that ever beautiful?
Yeah, you see, I got a little confused. And,
You're the nicest man in town, I betcha. You put your Christmas tree right out in the front yard where everybody can share it with you.
Well, I didn't exactly...
Gee, all the kids in the neighborhood are gonna love you for this, mister. Boy, I can hardly wait till you get it all lighted up.
You can't, eh?
Hmm?
I says, you can't, eh?
Can't what?
I can't wait till they get all the lights on it.
Gee, neither can I. And you know what, mister?
What's that, Teeny?
When it's growing in the ground like that, it can't wobble and fall over either. Our Christmas tree at home is always wobbly.
Yeah, well, you know, lots of people make that mistake, sis. They don't stop to think that if they were a tree and got all lit up and then came into a warm room, they'd wobble a little bit too.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, skip it. Listen, you think the tree looks all right out here in the front yard, huh?
Oh boy, I'll say. Now all the little children that haven't got Christmas trees can come and see yours, can't they?
Yes. You know, I kind of plan to get a lot of little bags of candy and stuff and let the kids help themselves on Christmas Eve. Yes, I just planned that. What do you think? You think they like it?
Gee, will they ever? And us kids will sing.
Well, sing what?
You know, the song we sing every Christmas time. Oh, holy night. Would you like to hear it now, mister? Would you?
Yes. Yes, I believe I would, sis.
Okay. Hey, Billy, come here. He wants to hear you sing.
Okay, I'll be right there.
What a wonderful bunch of kids. And doggone it, that white Christmas tree sure is pretty, especially on a holy night like tonight.
Oh, holy night, the stars are brightly shining. It is the night of our dear Savior's birth. Long lay the world in sin and error pining, till he appeared and the soul felt its worth. A thrill of hope, the weary world rejoices, for yonder breaks a new and glorious morn. Fall on your knees, oh, hear the angel voices, oh, night divine, oh, night when Christ was born, oh, night divine, oh, Oh, night divine. This is NBC, the National Broadcasting Company.
Merry Christmas,
Merry
everybody.
Merry Christmas,
Have a
everybody.
great
Thanks
New
for
Year.
watching.
Happy
We'll
New
see
Year,
you next
guys.
time.
Christmas.
See you soon.
It's you.